Alright folks, we're back here on a Saturday doing a little bit of fabrication on the XS650. We're going to be making side cover plates to cover up some of the ugliness in the middle, but yet still keep it open and naked enough to see the monoshock. If you're new here, please subscribe, and yeah, let's get started. Alright, so coming out the side here, you can see that I have my electronics tray in the middle there, and that's all good. But I want to cover up some of this and put this toggle switch on the right here. I want to move this toggle switch on the outside to outside plate and send a plate kind of shooting down to here with a little bit of an arch in the middle. And you'll still be able to see with the filter and the good angle of the monoshock right there. And it won't cover up any of the look from the back. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, which will be putting the starter button on the outside and also hiding starter solenoid wires and kind of tightening up everything. So first, we got to measure up what we need, and we'll start making cuts. So it's looking about 9 inches and about a foot. So we're going to cut out a 9-inch by 1 foot box, and or cut out roughly the shape of the box we need. We can start cutting down with the scissors from there. So we just cut out this piece that is very much not what we want, but it's smaller, and now we can mark up for the outline and what angle we need to get out of this side to make the bracket. So let's get to it. Alright, so I went ahead and cut it to a smaller piece, put on this backside, and marked where my angle is going to be to the point where it's going to stop on top of the bike over here. So let's cut it out, get to rough shape, and slowly start shaping it to what we exactly want. And then check if it's the same on the other side, and from there we'll have a template for both sides. Alright, I quickly decided that I don't like the big piece, and like I said, I wanted to keep the idea of being able to see the monoshock and keeping this kind of open. I just want to block off this top a little bit. So I decided to cut it down to a smaller piece. We're going to cut it straight, see how we feel about it, maybe tape it up, and then we'll maybe see if we can add a little curve in here. Very faint, but yeah. Alright folks, got it all mocked up, and as you can see, it's hiding the wiring box underneath there. And from the normal person's view, looking down the bike, it's blocking off all the ugliness. I like the way it looks. I like the little hook right here. And yeah, so my plan was on the top side here, where the toggle switch is for the high beam, for the headlight. If you haven't seen the lighting video, you should go check it out. But that's gonna be one piece where it's holding. There's gonna be another just a little Allen key or something like that, and then there's gonna be a little pin right here too with just a little screw. And yeah, so I'm gonna take it off now. I like the way it looks, and I'm gonna go test fit it on the other side, and then from there we can go ahead and put this down on a piece of metal and cut out 2 shapes of it and mock it up again and change some things, mock it up, you know how fabrication goes. But yeah, I did the start big, go small method where I kind of just shaped it together myself instead of making the direct measurements. There's different methods to how you could do this. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm just someone that likes to do this stuff. So, and I have the tools to do it because I like to do it. So other than that, we'll check in a little bit. Alright, so I did check the other side of the bike, and I did do a good job, apparently, of making the bike symmetrical because this fits up pretty perfect. So originally, I was going to use this big piece of steel to make a few cutouts with my piece, but I forgot I have aluminum. I think aluminum's going to be good. We're going to go make those cuts, and yeah. Alright, got my two pieces cut, and so now I'm just going to clean it up with the tiger wheel and go test fit it on the bike, and then we'll make some corrections. Alright, so I did some more cutting, rounded off some edges, got it to fit up exactly how I want it. Right there. So, and I did the same on each side, added a little hook on the bottom, as you can see right there. And it's the same thing with this guy right here. Alright folks, if you can see in right there, on one side of the switch it is insulated, on one side it is not. The side that was not insulated ended up touching and made a huge spark and caused the electrical fire. So I'm gonna have to run to the hardware store and probably grab a new switch, toggle switch. And I'm glad I was standing right next to it when it happened. As you can see, that wire got fried and burned all the way back to the positive terminal. So I'm probably gonna replace that wire and also check the battery and see if it got damaged. But motorcycles. Alright, I just got back from lunch and the hardware store, got the hardware that I need and the toggle switch to be replaced, and took the liberty of doing the firewire and replacing it off camera. And so now we're gonna mount the first side, and wherever we mount the side panel is where we're gonna try to mimic it on the other side with the other button and other screw and point. So let's get down to it. So it can be kind of hard to film sometimes when you're working, but the idea is to put the toggle switch on the outside here and have that as one of the mounting points, and then have two different pieces and have this kind of tucked up inside to where you can't see the lip that much. And again, everybody's gonna be looking down on it like this, so it's going to be very hard to notice anything, especially when it's black. So, looking good. I'm going to keep going at it and try to get the fitment right from right here, so then I can mark where I want my next hole, and then I can fabricate up on this side and this side. So right now, I'm using something called a rotary burr bit. It's this kind of like a grinder in a way, but yeah, I'm just slowly taking it until I have the right fitment. So I'll show you guys after. So essentially that's what I wanted right there, with the toggle switch right there, and not being able to see the box right here. So I think it looks very nice. Let's mark up the holes. I decided where I want my hardware to be mounted down here and up here. So we're gonna go ahead and drill those out and then make up little plates to weld on. And we're gonna get this side done. All right, I just made these two little tabs, and they're gonna go on the back side of here. And this plate is going to bolt up to them. So let's drill out these holes and then mark up these tabs, and then we can drill holes in these and then go ahead and weld these to the bike, and we should be closer and closer to where we want. Alright, I just mocked up the camera to show the drilling, and I never pressed record, so, you know, rookie mistake. But we got the holes drilled, and we're gonna go mock it back up onto the bike over there and mark the holes for the little steel plates that I made to be welded onto the bike so we can mount this permanently. Perfect. Alright, so we got the holes drilled on the mounts, and now we're gonna screw them in, mock them up, and give them a tack on, and then we'll do some finish welds and then be done with this side. That's how it's gonna go. Featuring my dad's hand. Awesome. All right, let's go. Alright, I know it doesn't look like it, but I have just spent the last hour and a half working on tacking something together. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it just didn't want to stick on. And I actually ended up on the piece up here making a mark of character. So that's going to be there forever unless I fix it. But honestly, I don't think you'll be able to see it. Anyways, yeah, I put two tacks on all of them. Should be strong enough to hold on a little piece of aluminum. And I know, here, I'll show you right now. I know it can look kind of silly with these little mounts everywhere, but it will look better after you put on the side piece. And I am extremely happy with how it turned out. So I'll show you the after product. All right. Here it is with the seat on. Looks a lot better. It's gonna look even better when it's black. Really sleek. Can't see that wire box in the middle, but you can still see the monoshock, and it still seems very naked. It's getting pretty late, so I'm gonna do the other side tomorrow. Alright, so we're back the next day. I decided not to finish last night because it was dark out and I have to wheel the bike outside to make some cuts, because right now it's next to the Lotus and we don't want that while we're grinding. So I'm going to wheel the bike out and finish this project up. It kind of took way longer than I thought it would. Here she is outside. We're gonna remove this old tab right here that held the ignition button, and we're gonna move a new mounting place up here for that button, just like so it's parallel on the other side with the headlight switch. All right, so I want it symmetrical on both sides, so I'm taking the piece already done, putting it on the other one, and then I'm gonna punch some holes out and drill. As you can see, I made 3 little brackets that I'm going to weld to the bike to mount this thing. So pretty much doing the same as the other side, just had to do an extra one with the 1/2-inch hole because we weren't able to reuse where the original switch was. Alright, brackets are bolted up. Let's put it on the side cover. Alright, so I'm going to start getting these fit up on the back end and then marking where they're going to go, like so. And then make a tack to the bike so that I can bolt it on. just like that. All right, so for the past 2 hours, I've been working on this and got to the point where it works, and I'm honestly not that happy with it, but you know, I have other stuff to do, so I'm just gonna leave it for the time being and maybe go back and fix it later. But this side turned out a lot better. As you can see, it's more tucked. And then on this side, it's not as tucked. It's just not as clean in my opinion. But it's done. It looks better with the seat on. Honestly, I thought this project was going to take maximum like a few hours. I regret working with aluminum too because it melts easy, so I couldn't just weld the backside of the tabs with the thing on. You know, I'm learning, so whole process, but it does look better than before, and I think that's important. Yeah, anyways, I gotta clean up, but this looks sick. Honestly, I'm okay with it for the time being. So, yeah, anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.